gratification, or we want instantaneously answer to our things, to our pleas. But Allah asks the question in the Quran, when I give the call to you, do you hear me? Do we? But when we call on Allah, we want everything to happen right then and there. Yeah, I believe in Allah, but then look at your life, look at your surroundings, look who's in your life, look who you allow in your life. Now, if you can 100% say that the persons or people that you have in your life is helping you get closer to Allah, then alhamdulillah, keep them. And if they're not, you need to bust a move. So long as we do not forget Allah, we can do no evil. A believer who remembers Allah with his tongue, who does not forget Him in his heart, but whose heart and mouth are in unison, will achieve this divine favor. My servant, remember asking me for what he wants. I should not forget you in the terror of the day. On the day of resurrection, Allah Ta'ala says that He will not forget us, since you don't forget me. A day will come, a day so terrible, that all of the Anbiya of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will fall to their knees, thinking of nothing but themselves, not even their Sahaba. This is reported by the Holy Last Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And we know that the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that he will intercede for us. He will intercede for his Sahaba. So now just imagine Allah Ta'ala saying that the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, all of them will fall to their knees on the day of resurrection. Where does that leave us, dear beloved Muslims? Where does that leave us for those who cut off the favors of Allah Ta'ala, for those who do not remember Allah Ta'ala, for those who criticize people who sit in dhikr circles and they want to label them as Sufis or what have you? A'udhu billah, you would actually get mad or say somebody is committing bid'ah because they are sitting either by themselves or in a circle trying to remember Allah, when you go out in the street and fornicate and drink dope and smoke dope. I mean, actually think about this. SubhanAllah, man. In conclusion, Allah Ta'ala says through the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and dear Ikhwan, I'm telling you, you want another blessing? You want to remember Allah another way? Every time that the Holy Last Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's name is mentioned, send salawats on him. You say you love Allah, we say we love Allah. The Prophet ﷺ said that Allah Ta'ala will remember us even when we are sitting, standing, or lying on our sides. And there will come a day that we will be lying on our sides, and it won't be in our bed, it will be in our grave. And Allah Ta'ala will allow the centipedes, the ants, the spiders, and every creepy crawly thing that's in your grave to take pieces of your body and scatter it through the earth. Will you remember? The Prophet ﷺ said, will you remember Allah then? When you are no longer in the comfort of lying in your bed? Or will you remember Allah when you get to that grave and you're lying on your side? Because you know, the sunnah is that you have to have a niche within the grave. You have the grave and then you have an elevated niche within the grave. And that the person is laid on their right side in the grave, facing Mecca. So you will be laying on your side one way or another, willingly or unwillingly, you're going to be laying on your side. And also this, Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, say not of those who died in the way of Allah that they're dead, for surely they are not dead, but you perceive them not. Do not ever think or come to the conclusion within your mind that once you die, and a person of you die, that there's nothing else that you can do for that person. You can constantly send prayers on that person. You can I always ask for forgiveness on that person. And every time that you make supplication or dua for someone that passed in the way of Allah, Allah Ta'ala will then have that speak for you on the day of judgment, as well as the person that's in the grave. And remember, the grave is close. So how much do we really remember Allah Azza wa Jalla? Allah, in conclusion again, dear beloved Muslims, this is my second conclusion. Allah says, Alam tara illa alladhina yas'umuna anahum amanu bima unzila ilayka wa ma unzila min qablik yuriduna an yattakamu ila at-tagut wa qad umuri an yakfuru bihi wa yuridu ash-shaytan an yudillahum dalala ba'iddan. Has thou not turned thy vision to those who declare that they believe in the revelation that they have come to thee and those before thee? Their real wish is to resort together for judgment in their disputes to the evil one, though they were ordered to reject him, but Shaitan wishes to lead them astray far away from the right. And then in the very next ayat, Allah Ta'ala says, and when it is said to them, come to what Allah has revealed to his apostle, they see the hypocrites avert their faces with you in disgust. Then Allah Ta'ala says, how then, when they are seized by the misfortune because of their own deeds which their hands have sent forth, then there comes to you swearing, then they come back swearing by Allah, we meant no ill will. We meant no more than goodwill and conciliation. God, Allah Ta'ala says, for surely He knows what's in the hearts of men. Dear beloved Muslims, we can walk around like this thing is, like we got this thing on lock. If we're not careful, we're going to be locked out of Jannah. May Allah Ta'ala forgive us all our shortcomings and our sins. Have mercy on our souls in this life and in the hereafter. May Allah Ta'ala strengthen the Ummah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala strengthen the heart of the Ummah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala truly forgive the Ummah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. May Allah Ta'ala place on us no burden more than we can bear. May Allah Ta'ala give us help in this life and in the hereafter. May Allah Ta'ala keep us in the company of those who love Him and seek His love and love the holy last messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. أقول هذا واستغفر الله وعلي يقول الحمد لله رب العالمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. Amen. Bye. Dear beloved Muslims, in conclusion, you know, last week we said something about Jumuaa and we wasn't finished too. So there's two things that I want to remind all of us about. And one is the day of witnessing. Yawm al-Jumu'ah, the day of Jumu'ah, is also called the day of witnessing. The day of witnessing. And the Prophet ﷺ said that Jumu'ah, and this is for the brothers, but I'm not excluding the sisters, because if you're not studying it at home, and you're not studying with your husband, you should be in the masjid as much as you can. But it's an obligation on the men. So the Prophet ﷺ said that you should not, the importance of Jumu'ah is so important that you should not omit it or forget it or not try to get there, even if it took you 6 days to walk there to get to Jumu'ah. The Prophet ﷺ do not prevent your servants and your employees from coming to Jumu'ah prayer. And do not worry about your business that you may lose, think in your mind that you may lose when it's time to perform it. Because, you know, Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran to leave off traffic and trade, you know, but some of us got to drag out that store real, you know, slow. I got to get to Jumu'ah. No, you got to get to Jumu'ah, but you got to make that last dollar before you bust a move. You have to think, dear beloved Muslims, that just as we say La ilaha illallah is a polish for the heart, you can be polishing your heart with a dirty rag. Because if your behavior, if our behavior is not one to conformity to what Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam has brought upon us, and we show other to that, then how can you ask Allah for something when you are not willing to give Allah what is due to Him? That's serious when the Prophet ﷺ said that do not leave off Jumu'ah even if it takes you 6 days to get there. That means if you live in locally by a masjid and it's going to take you walk, what is that, 0.5 miles an hour or something like that, it's going to take you 6 days to get from the Thomas here, it's better for you to walk. I remember when I was at Hajj, and I was making my last tawaf. And I, you know, if I allow the doctors, they would snatch both knees out. And I remember on that last tawaf, it was about the third rak'ah, the third tawaf, the third walking around. I wasn't on the main floor, I was on the second floor. And if I'm not mistaken, the second floor width of going around the Kaaba is 3.5 times more wider than walking on the first floor. So if I was on the first floor and I made 1 tawaf is equal to 3 tawafs on the main floor. When I got to the third tawaf on the second floor, my knees was like, ooh, they was swollen, right? And the brother that I was with, he said, man, why don't you jump in one of these wheelchairs and let, you know, the brothers push you around? And I said, no. And I was crying because I was in pain, but I was crying because I wanted Allah Ta'ala to accept my Hajj. And I wanted Allah Ta'ala, I wanted that pain to speak for me, or Allah Ta'ala would accept that shifa for me on the day of resurrection. And I'm telling you, and I shared this with a couple of people, that because of that experience, and especially the experience in Masjid Nabawi, in the Prophet's mosque, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is the first time in my life that I have ever felt safe. And I'm telling you right now, standing before you as a man, not as an Imam, not as nobody else, just another plain Muslim brother that has on a nice outfit. I do not feel safe in this world. I do not. I do not feel safe in this dunya. I do not feel safe because Allah did not give us this to be safe in. He gave us this as a struggle, as a purification to get to the next life. Because He says that out of death He created life, and then He will cause us to die again. So unless one of the ulama can tell me that I'm absolutely wrong in my thinking, or someone that's much more learned than me than I'm thinking, I believe that Allah Ta'ala created death for us to live. I truly believe that. And if you feel safe in this world as a Muslim, as a believer struggling to get closer to Allah Ta'ala, then you're leaving off something. May Allah Ta'ala help us. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. And some of y'all that know that old nigga was spiritual, y'all know exactly what I mean. Lastly, as a reminder, dear beloved Muslims, and I pray Allah Ta'ala that you have gotten some benefit out of what we have tried to speak on. But I want to remind you all of the month of Rajab that is coming upon us. And if I'm not mistaken, and the brothers that are more in tune with the calendar, the Islamic calendar, and we know, for those of you who don't know, the month of Rajab is the 7th month of the Islamic calendar. The 7th month of the Islamic calendar. The month of Ramadan comes in the 9th month, This is the 7th month, and it's one of the holy months or the sacred months that Allah Ta'ala speaks about in the Quran. It is coming up upon us, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it should be around the 15th, 16th, or 17th of next month. Should be the 1st of Rajab. If it falls on a weekend, it is my intentions that, because to follow the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, on that night we will have itikaf for the brothers in the masjid. That is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Now you say, okay, well, why is Rajab, the month of Rajab, so special? That is because, brothers, please move up in the back for those brothers that need to make as soon as they're coming in, please. The night of Isra and the Raj took place on the 27th night in the month of Rajab. That's one of the most important things, that the Prophet ﷺ, when he made his ascension up to Jannah, this is when Allah Ta'ala established Salat for us. And do you know, some of y'all might know the stories, but do you know that our Salat, that every Salat that you make is worth 50 Salats? You know why that is? Because when Allah Ta'ala, when the Prophet ﷺ went to Jannah, when Allah Ta'ala prescribed Salat for us, He gave us 50 Salats per day. 50. Right? And we don't have time to go through the whole story, but as he was descending back down, he met Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. And Musa was rough. So Musa said, look, man, that ain't gonna happen. Now I'm gonna speak to you like I was speaking. Yo, dumb dudes ain't gonna make 50 Salats a day. They just ain't gonna do it. You need to go on back up to Allah and ask Him to reduce that. So the Prophet ﷺ went back to Allah and asked Allah to reduce it. Allah took 10 off. Some say 5. Whatever. But because Allah Ta'ala gave us 50, He went back several times until Allah dropped it to 5. And when Musa said, alayhi salatu wasalam, he said, look, we was given 3 and we ain't bust those out. You need to go back to Allah and ask Him to reduce that. The Prophet ﷺ said, I can't do that. We just gonna have to take the 5, man. We just gotta take the 5. Right? So on that of his humility, not to go back and press Allah Ta'ala sent a decree and said that for every fard salat, it is worth 10 salats. So instead of you making 5 salats per day, you're actually making 50. Now tell me why you think Allah Ta'ala says that the first thing we will be held accountable for is our salat. Fasting during this month, Allah Ta'ala says, even though we are going to fast in the month of Ramadan, there are other days and months which Muslims can fast. It is reported by Abu Bakr, narrated that Abdullah ibn Namr, narrated that the Prophet ﷺ said that he asked Sa'id ibn Jubair about the fast of Rajab. What was his opinion on it? He said, Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu narrated that the Prophet ﷺ used to fast until we said he would never break fast. And he used to break fast until we said he will never fast again. From this hadith, it is clear that the Prophet ﷺ would fast in the month of Rajab. Therefore, Muslims can also fast in this month to fulfill the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ and earn greater blessings and rewards. Now, this is a nafil. This is a nafil fast. But how many of us don't need nafils in our lives? How many of us nafil meaning extra things in our lives to get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal? Bottom line, in a nutshell, Rajab is widely known as one of the sacred months in Islam. It is a sacred primarily because Allah Ta'ala said so. So if Allah Ta'ala said that this is a sacred month, then we should take it as a sacred month. And anything that is sacred to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala Azza wa Jal should be sacred to us. And if it's not, something again is wrong with the heart. And again, we started off with purification of the heart. How do you come to a purified heart? Check your ego. Check those things that you think that always is about you. I be told that all the time. Check those things that you think is about you. It ain't about you. Because this life is nothing. If you really think about it, if you really want to think about it, those of you who are old enough, y'all remember the Matrix, right? We in the matrix. This ain't nothing but the matrix. And if you don't